Hello, in this video I will be doing an unboxing of my brand new Phantom 3 Professional. It has a 4K camera and I'm very excited to receive this today, as it's my first new Phantom since the original Phantom 2 Vision. In a video that I'll be doing right after this video, I will be comparing it side by side with the Phantom 2 Vision, first showing you the differences in the shell and the dimension differences as far as the leg width and whatnot. So this was part of a bundle with the Phantom 3 Professional 4K with extra battery, and I got it from Dronefly, who was the only retailer distributor that allowed an additional extra battery at the $100 promo price, which no other dealer is doing. In fact, many of them are price gouging and not even giving you the $100 promo price on the first extra battery. So I highly recommend Dronefly for that. Great customer service and whatnot. I was originally supposed to be getting the hardshell backpack with this, but during the time I ordered it and the time the Phantom 3 became in stock, their hardshell backpack became out of stock, so it was going to be delayed a little bit, which ended up being a blessing in disguise, because I ended up going with canceling the backpack since it didn't ship, and they're going to be giving me a full refund within a day or two, and ordered the Go Professional Phantom 3 Limited Edition backpack, which allows more storage, allows you to easily store a full-size iPad and many other accessories, a lot more stuff than you can with the hardshell backpack. But most importantly, I confirmed that that backpack is commonly used for carry-on without a problem, and that was my main concern. Since it was 1 inch, as far as the actual specifications, over the carry-on size that JetBlue can take. But it's not a problem. I've got confirmation from many that that would work. Anyway, on to the actual unboxing now. So received from UPS today. Let's get these tabs open here. And for those of you wondering, the only difference between the Professional and the Advanced version is the 4K camera versus the 1080p camera. Otherwise, the two have all the same features otherwise. This 4K edition is $1,259. The 1080p version is $1,000 or $999. So when you open up, please note that this thing that says manual is not in fact the actual manual. It is just a quick start guide. So I cannot emphasize enough that if you have not already, that you should read the full manual before flying, which you can download through the DJI app, or by going the DJI Pilot app, or by going to DJI's website and downloading the full manual there, which will give you a lot of invaluable information regarding how to fly. And they also have flight training tutorial documents as well. So anyway, let's take that out first. So we have that. We have our egg carton on top. Here is our Phantom 3 Pro. Keep in mind that some of you are going to see that this gimbal lock is a little bit loose. In some cases it might be off altogether. In mine it seems to have been mostly on. And also, some people that take off tend to be a little bit overzealous and fly without taking this foam piece off the back, which says in bright red, remove before flight. So you absolutely want to remove that before flying. And you do not want to discard this, because you want to relock your camera for storage, keep it from shaking around. And there's a little plastic film on the front cover here protecting the lens. So now we have the Phantom here. put the box around. Here's our remote control, which operates on 2.4 gigahertz for both the control and video feed. All goes through the same pipe. A nice tie bag which holds 8 props with a composite hub, not the metal hubs that came on the Phantom 2. Here's your charger, a 100-watt charger, fast charger with this, versus the 57-watt charger that comes with the advanced version. Accessories, which include a wrench to help you take off the props should they become too tight. And that would seem that that's about it in the box. I will give you a closer look of all the accessories now. Let me see how this looks on camera. While I reposition here. So, also let me cite some differences regarding this controller and the Inspire 1 controller, because there are a lot of people that are curious about that. The Inspire controller, the phone holder has a metal bracket. This is plastic and can be a little flimsy if you're holding something like a full-size iPad, but don't need to worry about it for just holding a phone. You just flip this back. If you're using a tablet, you use it in this manner. Let me see this button. Oh, probably have to take plastics off of it. And there are 2 tabs if you're putting a phone. So if you're using a phone on here, you will put these 2 tabs down. You press this button down and you adjust up and down for the appropriate size for your phone. If you're holding a tablet, on the other hand, you just leave them in there, you press this, it'll extend or retract, although it won't right now because there's plastic holding this in place. And another nice thing about this control versus like the Phantom 2 Vision line is you can actually control the shutter and the camera and the tilt of the camera, you know, for video and everything right from the controller. So you never really need to take your fingers off the control in order to start and stop the shutter and to take pictures, video, to control tilt. You even have home button switches and the other usual switches here. The DJI Inspire remote comes with an HDMI out, although you can, for $100 now, they sell a breakout board to replace this back piece. So that way you can have an HDMI out to do direct output to a monitor. Another difference between this and the Inspire 1 remote is that the Inspire 1 also supports the dual controller mode, and to do that it has a 5.8 gigahertz radio as well in it, which it only uses to connect directly from controller to controller. So the camera operator uses a 5.8 gigahertz frequency to link to this controller, but still the one controller is being bound to the Inspire itself as far as controlling the unit for flying and everything. And the Inspire 1 remote also has a metal top and a lever for the retractable landing gear. So I realize that's all a little bit off topic as far as Phantom 3 unboxing goes, but I thought I'd throw that in there as a tidbit. So let's take a look at the what's in the bag as far as the props go. You get 8 props, 2 counterclockwise and clockwise props, and they have a plastic composite hub versus what the Phantom 2 range came with, which had a metal interior. You do not want to use Phantom 2 props on a Phantom 3, or any props that cost $15 or more listed as props, because the metal hub will be prone to the possibility of spinning off of the rim because the motors on the Phantom 3 have something called active braking. So if they brake, then the propeller can spin off mid-flight. These composite hubs on these propellers versus the metal one on this Phantom 2 hub will have a tighter grip on the shaft. Let's take a look at the charger. So here's your charger, the 100 watt. You'll notice that it has a connector for both the controller and for the battery. So yes, you could actually plug both in at the same time, although DJI does not recommend you charging both the controller and the battery at the same time due to concerns about overheating this power pack. Although I don't know if the worry is as much about overheating the 57 watt pack as it is this 100 watt pack. So you could probably get away with it, but just to be on the safe side, I would just say stick with doing one at a time. And I'll show what it looks like plugged in a moment. This is the Harley that goes with that. Another thing to note when you fly, for optimal range, you need to keep your antennas in this orientation with the side always facing your Phantom. You'll see people flying with the tips pointing towards your Phantom. That is not the correct way for the antenna orientation, and you will dramatically lose range if you are flying like that. The sides of the antennas need to be roughly parallel, or even at a slightly V shape, and always facing towards the Phantom. And keep it in line of sight. Don't fly the Phantom behind obstacles or trees while you are flying also, to maintain good range. Now let me take a quick look at the Phantom frame. And look around the bird. And there are people that are commenting about getting some stress cracks around the screw holes, which I think is an inherent kind of weakness in the design of the plastic. But I think it can be alleviated by simply being cautious when you are mounting the props on and off. Because some people, well, when they're putting an extra spin on their prop to snug them on, they want to give it a little extra tug to make sure it's extra snug. Some people will put a lot of force in it, which might put a little undue stress around the screw hole, so I'd be careful about putting any undue torque on the motors. So, again, let's take a quick look around the bird. In a follow-up video, again, I will hold this side by side with the Phantom 2 Vision so you can see any differences in how the frame looks. And also, please note that this is a different battery than the Phantom 1 and Phantom 2 series used. This is a 4-cell battery. It is not compatible. You cannot interchange the two batteries. Press the battery once, you'll see this comes with a half charge. And again, just a little bit of a look around the frame. These lights will come on in different colors to indicate what flight mode you're in. If you're in GPS, attitude, it'll flash red if the battery is running low. The front lights will always be red. Also, the motors on these are at a different angle than the Phantom 2. They're at an angle now, rather than straight up. So, here's another look at the gimbal. By the way, this front cover unscrews, and you can put ND filters on it, or replacement filters. From my understanding, this comes very tight, really snug, but if you're careful about it, you can unscrew it and then put replacement filters on it for like better sunlight performance and whatnot. Alright, this uses a, here's another new item. This is the Vision Positioning System, which allows you good performance when you don't have a GPS signal for indoor flight. It includes a camera and sonar sensors. And another nice new feature about the Phantom 3 series is it also uses GLONASS in addition to GPS, so you have more satellites to choose from when flying. So the likelihood of you losing a location lock while flying is far, far, far less than it would have been with a Phantom 2 series of copters. Anyway, that's it for the unboxing. I will do additional videos later going into further details, giving more information, flight tutorials, direct flight comparisons, flying side by side with the Phantom 2, and so on and so forth. So please like and subscribe. It helps out when you do that, and stay tuned for more videos. I almost forgot to add that in the instruction manual case, you do get sets with extra stickers. And you have your quick start guide, which is a little bit insufficient. So again, download the full manual. In the accessories pack you get some extra grommets for the gimbal, as well as the protectors to keep it from detaching should you crash, as well as rubber feet for the landing skids. You get a micro USB cable for you Android users, but unfortunately iOS users, you don't get a lightning cable, so you'll want to use a good quality lightning cable for your iOS device. Also, please note here, you see the silver and black colored hubs. Those match the different colored tips on the props, so that way you know which one goes where easily, and they spin right on. Okay, so that's about it for the... Oh, and also note that it comes with a 16 gigabyte Class 10 micro SD card. And when buying additional micro SD cards for yourself, also, not all Class 10 cards are created equal. There are a lot of Class 10 cards out there that have a really fast read speed, but a fairly slow write speed. So when you source a card, you want to get a good quality one. I ordered a couple of 32 gig cards by Kingston, some of their higher end line cards that do 40 megabit writes, 40, 50 megabit writes, and 85 megabyte reads, like 80, 85. So that should do me good for 4K. For 1080p recording, it's less of an issue, but for recording in 4K, you need a card that has a very good write speed. So, anyway, so that's it for the unboxing portion of the video. Next video, I will be holding this side by side to my Phantom 2 Vision.